Non-stop wild parties, luxury cars and yachts, expensive restaurants. That's what most people picture when they hear Saint-Tropez. And yes, that's definitely part of it. But in May, just before the summer madness, or just after in September, Saint-Tropez slows down. Cute streets, pastel houses, stunning views, and hidden local spots. Saint-Tropez is both glam and charm. And I'll show you why I keep returning here every year.
I've been to Saint-Tropez several times before, but it was always in July and August, like in the high season. And it's my first time when I came here in May, when it's still calm and you don't see crowds of people and it's not stressful as it is in July and August. This time we've taken our time to explore cool places that we didn't necessarily have time to explore before because we were too busy partying. And I really like both vibes. I like Saint-Tropez for partying, but I also love Saint-Tropez in May because you have this very unique vibe that you don't see in July or August because sometimes it's really messy.
We only had a day and a half in Saint-Tropez and weren't trying to see it all or rush around. But somehow, without any pressure, we ended up doing a lot. As soon as we arrived, we went straight to Gigi restaurant for a late lunch. It's located in Ramatuelle near Pampelon Beach, the area known for iconic beach clubs, day parties, and upscale restaurants. In the summer, it's always packed and chaotic. You can wait up to an hour for a table. Everyone is in a rush. But in May, totally different vibe. It's calm, relaxed, and honestly just as enjoyable in a completely different way. At Gigi, you'll find Italian classics, fresh seafood, and even lobster. We went for a simple tomato salad, a sea bass carpaccio with stracciatella, and vitello tonato, thinly sliced veal with a creamy tuna sauce. We also tried the truffle pasta and another meat dish that I didn't manage to film. With cocktails, the final bill came to about 90 euros per person. And special thanks to Enzo at Gigi, who ended up singing with us on the way back to the parking. Iconic.
La, 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 oh, la, la, la. Oh, la, 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 la. Oh, la, la, la.
Next, check-in at Toison, where we were staying for the next 2 nights.
Its territory is huge. It has a swimming pool, restaurant, supermarket, very well located, right next to Pampelon Beach. I'm not really a fan of the house itself, at least the one we've got. It has a very nice and big terrace, but inside it doesn't look at all like the photos in Booking. And the smell inside is really humid and weird.
I might be a bit picky on this one, because several friends have told me it's a nice place, so maybe we just didn't get lucky with the specific house we got. Later in the afternoon, we walked over to Casa Amor, a super trendy beach spot that's always packed during the high season. Definitely one of those places you need to book in advance if you want to get in. The vibe is very Tulum style, sand under your feet, boho chic decor, and house music playing all day. After lunch, it turns into a full-on day party. Champagne bottles, dancing on tables, the whole scene. We weren't planning to party this weekend, but come on, we're in Saint-Tropez. Of course, we had to stop by. Before one of our colleagues headed back to Nice, we stopped by the iconic Sénéquier cafe. You will easily recognize it right on the port of Saint-Tropez with its signature bright red chairs and awnings. This place has been around since 1930 and is one of the most famous spots in town. We sat down for a quick cocktail and of course had to order a Tarte Tropézienne, a local classic. It's a brioche-style pastry filled with a light vanilla cream, sweet and fluffy. It was actually created right here in Saint-Tropez in the 50s and became popular after Brigitte Bardot tried it while filming and got Created Woman. That wrapped up our first day. We got invited to a party but were way too tired after 3 days of offsite, so we just chilled by the beach instead. If you are up for a party though, Sanctum and Pablo are the go-to spots. The next morning, we started by exploring the old town with its tiny pastel streets, charming little shops, and of course the Citadel fortress. The Citadel sits above the town and offers some of the most stunning views over the rooftops and the sea. Calm, peaceful, and a total contrast to the party image most people have of Saint-Tropez. Everything is blooming right now, the weather is perfect, and on our way up, we even ran into a few donkeys just casually living their best lives. Not bad, right? For centuries, it was just a quiet fishing village until the 1950s when Brigitte Bardot filmed And God Created Woman here and turned it into a global icon of glamour and jet-set life. For lunch, we grabbed a table on the balcony at Bar du Sube, one of the few spots right above the port with a great view. By the way, they also serve breakfast, and it's a nice place for an evening drink too, just to sit back and watch the rhythm of life in the harbor. For the mains, we went for the codfish and pasta. My friend also got a glass of Prosecco, and I pretended that I don't drink at midday and ordered cappuccino. We ended up paying around 30 euros per person, which is definitely very cheap for Saint-Tropez. By the way, we got lucky to catch La Bravade de Saint-Tropez, a centuries-old celebration in honor of Saint Tropez, the town's patron saint. The town is actually named after Saint Tropez of Pisa, a Roman officer who was martyred for his Christian faith. According to legend, his body was set adrift in a boat and eventually washed ashore here, and that's how the town got its name. Locals parade through the streets in traditional military-style uniforms with drums, muskets, and flags, and local women wear beautiful dresses, each one different. I don't even think I saw two that were exactly the same. The muskets were very loud at times, but it was really great to witness something so authentic, full of pride and tradition. After lunch, we continued our walk through the old town. By the way, you'll notice many art galleries around here, and that's because Saint-Tropez has long been a magnet for artists, from Matisse and Signac to contemporary names. The light, the colors, the energy of the town, everything here inspires creativity. We grabbed some ice cream from one of my favorite spots by the port, and I wanted to show you one of my forever favorite hidden gems, Les Graniers. It's a quiet little beach with a cozy, authentic restaurant right by the water. I love coming here for dinner in the summer. It's laid back, peaceful, and feels like a secret. This time we didn't have time to stop by, but if you're ever in Saint-Tropez, definitely check it out.
What is cool now that everyone is so polite, everyone is so cute. I mean, the staff at the places, at the bars, restaurants, Ubers. In July and August, you can see that they're very stressed, and that's why they can be rude sometimes. Now, everyone is so cute, asking questions, telling the stories, and it's really different vibe.
Our next stop was Les Airelles Saint-Tropez, Château de la Messardière, one of the most iconic luxury hotels in the region, perched on the hills with sweeping views over the bay. It was my first time there, and if you ever want to feel what real luxury is, this is the spot. I'm convinced you can recognize a true luxury hotel with your eyes closed, just by the signature perfume scent in the air as soon as you walk in. Everything is perfectly designed and immaculately maintained. The grounds are huge. We spotted at least 2 pools, several restaurants, and the bar, which is what we came for. Be ready though, a signature cocktail will set you back 35 euros, a glass of champagne around 25 euros, and wine up to 20 euros. But honestly, this aesthetic beauty worth every cent.
Do you see those trees behind my back? Umbrella, pines. So for me, they're always associated with Saint-Tropez. Iconic for this place. It adds this charm and southern atmosphere. I really love it.
It might seem like we didn't stop even for 5 minutes, but after our drink we headed back to Toison, and I promise we chilled by the pool for a couple of hours. Before dinner there was one spot I absolutely couldn't skip, and it's Le Tigrr bar at the Hotel Hermitage. Perfect place for a drink with panoramic views over the town and the bay. The vibe is chic but relaxed, with Asian fusion bites and the kind of atmosphere that makes you want to stay for hours. It's favorite definitely for a reason. Just look at the sunset from up there. For our goodbye dinner, we headed to Au Caprice des Deux, a cozy gem tucked away in the heart of the old town. This family-run spot has been around for over 30 years, and you can truly feel the love and care in every detail. We started with snails in garlic parsley butter and creamy baked egg dish with truffle, indulgent in the best way. For mains, we went all in on truffles, truffle risotto and beef fillet topped with truffles. And let's just say Jules was very generous. Every dish was full of flavor, perfectly cooked and beautifully plated. And then came dessert on the house. A cloud-like marron chantilly and croquant aux fraises, soft, delicate and just heavenly. When we thought we couldn't eat another bite, Jules surprised us with limoncello shots and homemade nougat to take home. For this dinner we ended up paying 90 euros per person with tips. What a perfect, heartfelt way to end our Saint-Tropez escape. I'm back in Paris from this incredible trip to the south of France. I keep returning there every summer, and if you have never explored this beautiful piece of land, I really recommend you to consider it. And me, I can't wait to return back there this summer. And thank you so much guys for watching this video. Thank you for your support, and if you like this type of content, hit the bell not to miss anything. Until next video, bisous!